Hello again, everybody. It's Mr. Lee, one of your Camelot PE teachers. And today I thought we'd switch things up a little bit. And I've got a buddy of mine that we're going to talk to a little bit about health and staying active. His name is Daniel Flahie. He is the Assistant Professor of Exercise Science and Health at Mount Marty College. So welcome, Daniel. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, Andy, thanks. So I grew up in Utah, a long ways away from here. I played junior college baseball in Washington State and then finished up at Dakota State with Mr. Lee. I was there his last 2 years there. And then from there, I went down to Wayne State College in Wayne, Nebraska for my master's degree in exercise science. And then I was fortunate enough to get a job as a professor at Mount Marty right out of grad school. So I've been there since 2017. And like he said, I'm the assistant professor there. I run the program, the exercise science program there. And I'm also the strength and conditioning coach for women's basketball, women's soccer, and men and women's track and field.
Yeah, very impressive. So yeah, like you said, we had a chance to play baseball together. It was a fun time, memorable years at DSU. So that was always a good time playing baseball and getting a chance to get to know each other. On a regular basis, how many when you're working with these other teams, what are you doing with them? What are you doing with women's basketball, or what are you doing with track and field? You in the weight room? Are you on the practice court, or what are you doing with them?
Yeah, so I'm mostly in the weight room. I'll do some of the conditioning for women's basketball and likely soccer. I haven't started with soccer yet. I'll be starting with them this next fall. But my job primarily is with them in the weight room to get them strong and hopefully reduce the likelihood of them getting injured. And I'm also always talking to them about the important stuff that Mr. Lee probably talks about with you, that it's important to eat healthy, make sure you're getting the right proteins and fruits and vegetables and, 8 hours of sleep every night and drinking plenty of water. That stuff doesn't change when we're athletes in high school or college. In fact, it gets more and more and more important. So all of those things that you guys are learning about now, guys and girls learning about now as healthy activities, we try to promote that with our athletes as well.
Sure. And if you're watching this, that's a lot of information to take in, and I figured we could relate a little bit to kind of familiarize you with Daniel here. He also has a fourth grade daughter, and she is currently in school at Yankton. And why don't you tell us some of the things that you do with her? Because obviously, she's in the same boat as my students, with no school, with everything going on. So what's some of the activities that you've been trying to help her with?
Yeah, so we'll take today for an example. We were outside a lot. It was about 75 degrees here. So first thing in the morning after breakfast, we went out and walked our dog around the block. When we came home from that, we played outside for about an hour or so, just running around in the yard. We have a fun game with our dog where we throw a soccer ball on our garage roof and it rolls off and he catches it and runs around with it. And so after that, we went out actually to the river and played around in the water and explored around the cliffs and stuff for about 2 hours. And then we came home and we took the dog on another walk and she played on her hoverboard for a while. So we went probably about a half a mile while she was on the hoverboard. And then we came in and ate supper, pork chops and salad. And that's usually a typical day in the spring and summer for us.
Yeah, you got a lot going on. You got nice weather there, down in Yankton. So I think the crazy thing is, when you hear what you're talking about, there is no set workout with her. She's not doing these just push-ups and all this stuff, but she's benefiting from being outside. And I mean, how much time were you outside today?
Probably about 5 hours, I would say, outside. She does do some workout stuff like Mr. Lee's been doing for you guys and girls. But it's important that we do more than just one workout a day. You don't have to do multiple workouts a day, but it's important that we keep moving throughout the day. So sitting around for 8 hours and then getting up and doing a quick workout is not enough for our bodies to move around. If you have any football fans out there, they do the NFL Play 60 campaign, which tries to get at least 60 minutes of play every day. So I think that's the minimum you can all strive for, is to at least play and run around for 60 minutes, if not more.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a big thing here. I know a lot of the schools use Fuel Up to Play 60 and everything like that. Yeah, that's a key point that you brought up. I find myself at times, sitting around, and then I do a workout for 25 minutes, and I feel really good about myself. But then maybe that's the only thing I do that day, and realistically, like you said, that's not enough. So what would you tell some of these kids, these fourth and fifth graders that, maybe don't have access to weights or things like that? What are some of the things that they can do to get, multiple hours of activity throughout the day?
The simplest thing we can do and incorporates your whole family, or just go for family walks as often as possible. I train clients also for personal training, and I tell them, at least 3 10-minute walks a day is going to do a lot of good for your body, for your cardiovascular system, which is your heart and your lungs. And if they're trying to lose weight, which I know none of you are trying to do that, but it is a great way to lose weight and just to stay in shape in general, is just simply walking around the neighborhood. Especially now in this time where we have to social distance, we can still get out and move around with our families. So I definitely encourage you guys to do that as often as possible.
Yeah, that's great. And that's, for you students watching, that is on our April calendar. So that's one of the activities that you can do each day. And that's just going to walk. And you can do that, more than just one day. Feel free to do it, every day, like you said, especially with the nice weather we've been having. So, take advantage of some of that nice weather and get outside. And that's just going to make you feel better overall. Moving away from exercise, the diet is kind of a touchy point because, as a fourth and fifth grader, realistically, that's not, an option. You're not looking to maintain these crazy diets that adults like to do and all that. So what can students do to learn how to eat healthier?
Yeah. So first of all, I think it's moderation. I enjoy candy from time to time as well. And I know Mr. Lee has candy once in a while as well. Hopefully don't want to put out any secrets there for you. It's okay to do that once in a while, but I think the important thing is to eat real foods. Get your fruits and vegetables. If you eat meat, eat meat. It's okay if you don't. But we want to be eating definitely our fruits and vegetables, whole grain breads, that kind of stuff. Avoid fast food all the time. I eat fast food sometimes as well. But I think people make eating too complicated. I think we, eat the rainbow, right? So eat a lot of colorful fruits, red peppers, green peppers, onions, carrots, things like that. They all have really good things called antioxidants in them and different vitamins that are going to help us grow strong and live nice, long, healthy lives.
Sure. That's great. And obviously along with that, make sure you're drinking water and sports drinks. What are your thoughts on those? I think we'll kind of finish with this here. But yeah, what are your thoughts on sports drinks? As a kid growing up, you see these commercials. No, it's, this is the best thing ever. All the athletes drink them and everything. But is there a time where water is absolutely the best option and you should just move away from those? Or is it okay to have these sugary sports drinks here, from time to time?
I think the basis of all of your drinking throughout the day should be water, and milk's great as well. Sports drinks do have their time and place. In the summer, if it's hot and you're out and running around, getting those sports drinks in is going to be okay for you. But I don't think you need to be drinking them all the time. Like Mr. Lee said, it has a lot of sugar in them as well. So I like to opt for water as much as I can, but I do think there is a time and place for sports drinks. Now, if remember, Gatorade was designed for playing sports, not for drinking all throughout the day.
Yeah. So what he's saying is that it's not a casual drink. You don't just sit down to play Fortnite or Warzone, I think is the new game, right? To drink this Gatorade or this pop or whatever. But they do have, like you said, a lot of electrolytes. Those are going to help you with energy. And if you're, really sweating and working hard outside, those are going to help replenish, a lot of strength in you, and it's going to keep you going a little bit longer. So overall, anything you want to finish with, Daniel?
I think just be happy and play and enjoy life. People undervalue that a little bit, and it's okay to play and to be a kid. I think that's something as adults should do more, is to have fun and get out and play more often, because the kids know the right way to go about it. So keep doing what you're doing, and thank Mr. Lee when you get back to school for all the hard work he's putting into this, because a lot of other school districts are not having their PE teachers put this much time and effort into something like this.
Well, I appreciate that. Hey, that's why I became a PE teacher, right? So I can just play along with the kids. So that's always a fun time. So it
Absolutely.
doesn't feel like work, which is always a good thing. So Daniel, well, we
Absolutely.
appreciate you coming on and talking, and hopefully, for those that are watching, hopefully you took something away from this, and take it to heart. This is very important stuff. This is something that this is a habit you can create for the rest of your life. And if you're making healthy choices now, that's just gonna improve your lifestyle in the future. So
Absolutely.
with that being said, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.